Yes, sir.
President Obama, my name is Dan Reen. I'm a librarian at Virginia Commonwealth University here in Richmond, the state's largest public university.
We love libraries.
We thank you.
Absolutely.
Libraries love the love. VCU, where I work, has benefited tremendously from your stimulus program. In fact, there are countless librarians, faculty, and staff members there who have their jobs today thanks to the stimulus program. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
It's very important to us. Appreciate it. My son, by the way, is a student at Davidson College. He is a swim coach here at the Southampton swim team, and he is in Madrid today. And he said, this is the most exciting thing that's ever happened on my street, and I'm out of the country. So, Dad and Mom, would you ask my question?
Okay, go ahead.
May I?
Although I have to say, being in Madrid's not that bad. That's a pretty good deal. You know?
He loves it. Anyway, this is from Paul Reen, who's probably watching this on TV somewhere in Madrid. His question is this. In this public discussion of the economic crisis, and in the nation's political discourse in general, I feel like Democrats have lost hold of the populist attitude and rhetoric that truly embody the party's foundations. Our swim team community here at Southampton provides a wonderful example of that attitude. Like politics, it's a sport that focuses on individual performance, but what leads to success is a team-oriented, sportsman-like approach. Respect for each other and respect for one's opponents are key to this success, and I think those are important elements of the Democratic Party. With that in mind, what are the ways we can change the dialogue to really emphasize this? Doing what's best for the people is not characterized by doing what's best for some individuals at the cost of others, which is the interpretation of some citizens today. Especially with regard to the economy, how can we reframe the debate and really highlight the respectful and sportsmanlike nature of policies directed at benefiting the American people as a whole?
Well, that's a pretty good question.
From Paul Reed.
I like that. And you read it very well too. So I'm sure
I have my own question too.
He'll be very happy with your presentation.
Thank you.
Look, I think he makes a terrific point, and I've tried to make this point in most of my speeches when I talk about the economy. Part of what makes America the greatest country on earth, and what has made our economy the envy of the world for the last 100 years, is that we combine this incredible sense of individual freedom and entrepreneurship and the profit motive and dynamic capitalism, so that if you've got a good idea, if you want to start a whitewater rafting company, or you want to open a new restaurant because you've got this great recipe, you can do it, and you don't have to go through a lot of bureaucracy, and you don't have to pay a bribe, and that is the wellspring of our wealth and how well we do. Now, at the same time, part of what our strength has been is what we do in concert, in common, just like a team. Dwight Eisenhower built the interstate highway system. Nobody individually could build a highway system. So we pool our resources together to build the highway system, and that then provides opportunity and a platform for businesses to grow and prosper. The internet was a direct result of a investment in research and science through the government that created the initial platforms that evolved into the internet. And now there are all kinds of internet companies that are starting, and you got Facebook, and a lot of wealth has been generated, a lot of jobs have been created, but those individual initiatives couldn't have happened if we hadn't made that initial investment through our government in the research and development, because there was no sure thing. It wasn't like there was money to be made tooling around with these computers trying to figure out how to communicate with each other more efficiently. Clean energy is a good example as we move forward. Right now, all of us would benefit if we had a cleaner, more efficient energy policy in this country. But nobody individually has that much incentive to do it. The oil companies they've got tons of money, but they're making tons of money by selling oil, and the more oil they sell, the better off they're going to be. So they're not making huge investments in solar or wind or biodiesel. A lot of people, I think, would benefit from retrofitting their homes or their buildings or hospitals. But it turns out that even though they'll recoup their money, they might not be able to afford up front to make the investment without some help, and so they don't do it, which means that we probably use 30% more energy because we've got buildings that aren't poorly insulated or poorly designed. And it would make sense for us to help small businesses and individuals make that investment. If we gave them some loans on the front end, then all of us would benefit, and individually each of us would benefit. But the point is that Abraham Lincoln, the first Republican president, I think had it right. He basically said we should never do things for people that they can do for themselves. But government's role is to do what people can't do better by themselves. Whether it's our collective defense, whether it's our firefighters, whether it's our libraries, whether it is our infrastructure or investments in research and development. And I think that that's part of what the choice we're making in this election and over the next several years is going to be. Are we still able to make those decisions together about how to move the country forward? Or are we each going to just be looking out for ourselves, in which case what's going to happen is that if you've got enough money that you can afford to live in a gated community, then you don't have to worry about police. If you can afford to have private schools, then you don't have to worry about public schools. But over time, what happens is, as a group, we're going to get poor, even though some people do very well. All right?
Thank you.